Welcome back to Quick Hits 4. I want to say it is now. Is it not 4? 3, 4? I want to say we did 3 on the Curtis Blades card. Today we got Tyler as a guest on. It's brought to you by Savage Association. At the end of this, whenever you go onto the Instagram page or my Instagram page or the Savage Association Instagram page or YouTube, I'll look at all of it. If you put your picks in, the person that does the best on all the picks between all the formats that you can put them in, we'll send you out one of these Savage Association hats, and I'll send you out a Killer Bee t-shirt or a Savage Association hat as well. So make sure put that in there. But we're going to go over this card. I didn't get a chance to look over all this before. I know most of us haven't, or most of us up here haven't. So we're going to look at the stats and see what we see. But since Tyler's new, we'll let him start out with the first pick of the night. It's Jason Witt, 18-6, versus Matt Semmelsberger.
Semi-Jedi. Simolet. He's got a big old mullet. I remember that dude.
His nickname's the Semi-Jedi.
This is your weight class too, so.
It's my weight class. So I watched Jason Witt a good bit. He's from up there in Vegas, I believe. I haven't seen him a good bit, but he's a veteran. He got in there kind of last minute. I think he's had like 2 fights in the UFC.
This is the Vanilla Gorilla, Chase Sherman. Not
Vanilla
Gorilla.
He's the one. You have to fight him for that one. I'm gonna go with Jason Witt on this one. Jason Witt, power puncher, well-rounded, not freakishly athletic, but just like really sticks with the fundamentals. You know, really has good takedowns, good ground control. The guy he's fighting, the Matthew guy, I remember him being more of a striker. I've only seen him fight once, but I think I'm gonna take Jason Witt by decision on that one. That's gonna be my pick.
Y'all have a similar opponent too in Wade Johnson.
That's where I saw him. Yeah, he beat Wade after Wade had a little time off. I remember that. Actually knocked Wade out, if I remember right.
No, rear naked in first.
Naked. Yeah, I mean, that's a quick finish on Wade Johnson. He's like he's kind of susceptible on the ground a little bit, but he's a gamer. So if you get him early, like I said, Jason Witt's kind of well-rounded. Like, he's been training for a long time. He got in the UFC late, but I remember he's been with that group for a long time.
All right, Mike, what you got?
I think I'm going to go the other way.
You say he's going to win how?
I'm going to take him 3-round decision.
All right, Mike?
I think I'm going to go the other way on this one. Jason Witt's got like a couple fights in the UFC. I think I agree with everything you said about him, man. He's got good grappling, good takedowns. He's pretty well rounded. He's relatively strong on the ground. He's got finishing ability. He tapped out Wade, and he's fought. He's got a lot of experience. I mean, he's 20-something fights. So he's been around for a while. But,
Matt has, or he went with Jason.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I know. I'm going with the Semi-Jedi though. I'm just saying, like,
I agree with a lot of
what you said. Yeah.
He's only got 9 fights.
Yeah, no. No, I was talking about Jason.
Oh, gotcha.
I was saying, like, I can see why you'd pick him, I
understand.
But I don't think that. I think the only fight I saw from the Semi-Jedi was his last one, I think. And he threw a lot of strikes. He switched stances a lot. A guy like that's tricky for a guy that just wants to kind of grind you out.
Right.
I think he's going to cause a lot of problems. I think he's going to be getting hit a lot. Jason Witt's going to be getting hit a lot, and I think. Semi-Jedi, as long as he can, manage to avoid being held on the ground too long, which, from his last fight, he was able to stop all the takedowns and everything. But I think that he should be able to control this one and get a decision. So I'm going to go with the decision for the Semi-Jedi.
All right. Just like unanimous decision?
Yeah, unanimous decision. I guess if I have to pick a score.
You don't have to. I'll
do 29-28.
All right, I'm going with Tyler on this one. Jason Witt. Yeah. I don't know either of the guys. I know Jason. If I go look at his record,
He fought Cliff Wright Jr. too.
All right.
The guy Jason just fought.
I know.
Yeah. I just watched that one.
I know. Like I said, I haven't watched either of these guys, but looking at the stats, Jason Witt has fought some legit opponents. 11-1 Wade Johnson, 6-2 Craig Eckelberg, and then from there, Mark Lemminger is 7-0. He's fought way better competition, and these are on UFC fight nights and stuff like that. And the other guy, Matthew, he's fought. If you look at his record, he's only fought a couple of people with winning records, and those winning records are 4-2, 2-0, 8-5, and his best one was 10-1. That was his last fight. Before that, he was fighting guys with losing records, and it's all on cards that I've never heard of or haven't seen. So it's going to be opponents that aren't as good, and even if they have a winning record, it might be against people that aren't that good. So to me, I'm going to go with Jason Witt, and I'm actually going to go by submission. We'll say second round. I don't know what submission, but I'm going to say second round submission. All right, moving on. We got Jenny Yu Fry. I want to say she's out of Texas, and she's fighting Gloria DePaula. I'll let you do this, Mike.
So, I mean, I'm not familiar with either one of these ones, but I have looked up the stats on them, and based on what I've seen, it looks like Gloria DePaula should be able to take this one. But again, this is two newer women to the UFC division, so it's hard to pick. But I'm going to go with Gloria on this one, and I'm going to say Gloria by decision.
All right. Jenny Yu, yeah, the only reason I know about her is from Isak. He's out in Texas. He does Viking Ninja, and he's always working with her and training with her and stuff. And before she got to the UFC, when she was Invictus, she beat some good people, 9-3. Harisa, Trebisia, and a couple other people. Ashley Cummins, who she ended up losing to who she ended up beating twice in Invicta. And there's two people she's beat twice in Invicta, so she didn't fight too many different opponents. But I haven't even looked at the other girl's record. I just know Jenny, when she got into the UFC, she ended up having to go up. She's really like a 115. This is what, a 125 fight? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she had to gain weight to do that because I want to say is what she might have even been at atom weight before. Let me look. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she ended up having to go up weight though. Yeah, she was at atom weight, so that's 105. So she had to gain weight to get to the UFC. She took a fight on short notice, lost that one, then she fought one more time and lost that one as well. But she had to gain weight, so she's definitely always going to be the smaller person. And now she's fighting Gloria, and I haven't seen any of Gloria's fights. She won the Contender Series. She's fought good opponents. I'm just going to go with Gloria. I'm going to say win by decision. Most of the time, girls either get a submission, and you'll see some get some. You'll see the newer people, some get some finishes as far as strikes, but most times submission or decision. So I'm going decision with Gloria.
I'm gonna take, again, I don't know too much about either one of these either. I'm gonna take Gloria. Just looking over both their records, the other girl ain't got that many finishes, mostly wins by decision. She's on 2-fight skid. The other girl's coming off a win on Contender. Momentum's bigger, and then she's a lot smaller. So Gloria's got some finishes actually. I'm gonna take her by TKO round 2 or 3. Let's go round 3. She's gonna finish her, I'm gonna say.
TKO. All right. Next, we got Courtney Casey versus JJ Aldrich. And I'm a big fan of Courtney Casey. She's always done good, looked good. Super cool person. Ever since I've met her in the UFC, too, she's always been cool with me. We'll comment on each other's stuff, and she'll send me messages here and there. Nothing like that. She's got super cool husband, Drakkar, who fights and was supposed to fight Luis Pena not too long ago, and that ended up falling through. And I had somebody message me on Instagram the other day, or they might have just commented it. Are you friends with some of these people you pick against? Like, man, I just pick who I think's gonna win the fight. I mean, it's just how I look at how it's gonna go. So I'll say that I hope it doesn't go that way, but that's just how I feel like it's gonna go. And that's gonna be the case on this. I want Courtney Casey to win, but JJ Aldrich has looked good in her last couple of fights, even though she lost, I want to say 2 fights, or lost her last fight, yeah. But it was by split decision to a girl that was 7-1, Sabina Mazo. She beat Lauren Mueller. She's out of Alliance out there in California. She's had a good win streak in the UFC. She's lost a couple, but one more than she's lost, and she's 4-2 in the UFC, if I believe. All right, let me see. She's 4-3. But the only way she loses is by decision or a split decision, and she wins when she usually wins. She's when she lost to Macy Barber, she got finished. But Macy Barber's a beast. But I'm gonna go J.J. Aldridge, and we're gonna go by decision. J.J. Aldridge by decision. But like I said, I hope I'm wrong, and Courtney Casey can pull it off. Tyler.
Let's see. So I've seen both of these girls fight several times, a couple times. One thing that stands out to me about J.J. Aldridge is that she takes a lot of punches. Like, I just remember her. She's got good offense, but she doesn't move her head that much. She gets hit a good bit. That's the only thing that really is significant that I can pick out about this fight. I'm going to take Courtney Casey by decision. I think that'll be a close fight, but I think that Courtney Casey's just going to have a higher strike count that might win it for her.
Yeah, whenever I got like a fight that looks close on paper, I go to the stats. And in this one, the stats seem to be favoring Courtney Casey. I like them both. It's a tough one to pick, but I think I'm going to lean towards Courtney on this one myself and go with Courtney by decision.
Mike's all about the stats. He's got every single punch everybody's throwing over there.
That's right.
Eventually, we're going to have more.
Except for the ones that like didn't actually land. They count anyway.
All right, back on you, Tyler.
Next one.
Yeah, we got Nasrat versus Rafa Garcia.
Okay, so haven't seen Rafa Garcia. I don't even think he's fought in the UFC.
Nasrat's the mini Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah,
I swear to God, he looks just like him.
I've seen him fight. He's got good offense. He's got good takedowns. I'm gonna pick Nasrat because Rafa Garcia is undefeated, but he's fought only in Mexico. And one thing I've noticed about Mexican local regional scene is like they got stacked records, but not stacked skill a lot of times. Like, I'm not hating at all, but it's just a fact that like the fighters that come out of Mexico a lot of times have a ton of fights, and then you go look at the people they fought, they look like decent records, but then you watch the fights and they don't look quite as good, especially not in wrestling. So and Nasrat seems to look like he has some pretty decent takedowns. We're going Nasrat, second round TKO.
Mike.
Same, Nasrat. It's Garcia's got a great record. I think he's stepping in short notice. I don't think he was on this card that long ago, but I haven't really seen him fight. He is undefeated. He might be bringing some really cool skills to the table, but Nasrat's he's proven. Like, we know he's good, and he's going to be a tough order for anybody. I think Garcia is probably going to try to put on his best show, but I think he's probably going to get finished. I'm going to go TKO Nasrat round 2.
All right. I'm going to go Nasrat 2. Now, Rafa or Rafa, however you say it, when you say you're fighting guys from Mexico and this and that, and some of them do have a lot of them do have stacked records, but when you're fighting on Combate or Combat Americas, that's usually the best people they can get from South America or even America, but so those records I feel like are actually really good records. But seeing who Nasrat's beat, lost to Drew Dober. Drew Dober's a beast. Lost this weekend, but he was fighting a beast in Islam Makhachev. And then the people he's beat, Mark DeCasey, super athletic. T-Balt, really good striker. I think he was 11-1 when they fought. Joaquim Silva, really good. He's looked good. Alexander Munoz. He's out of, I want to say that was Alexander's first fight in the UFC. He trains out there at Team Alpha Male. He was out there when I trained. Super cool dude, really good wrestler. And if he's able to stop the takedowns and land strikes like that, then it's going to be a problem for anybody. So I'm going to have to go Nasrat as well, and I'm going to go second round TKO. Nasrat, second round TKO. All right, next one's on you, Mike. Ronnie Yaya versus Ray Rodriguez. It's 35 fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with Ronnie on this one.
Before we go to that though, so and like I said, when you're in Combate, you're fighting the best people from South America or around that area. Rafa, his last fight was Humberto Benede, but Benede in the UFC was a 45er. They fought at lightweight, so he's fighting people that aren't quite as big either. Nasrat's a big pretty big for 55.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
All right. On to Ronnie Yaya.
Yeah, I'm going with Yaya on this one. Ronnie is he's a pretty much a legend. He's been around for a long time. He's definitely getting older. But I haven't seen anything from Ray that makes me think he's going to be a real. The way to beat Ronnie is if you can just like save yourself on the ground and get on top of him and TKO him and stop his submission game, or stop his takedowns and just bust him up on the feet. And I haven't seen anything from Ray that suggests he's going to be able to do that. So I think Ronnie's going to, he might win a decision, but I think he'll probably end up getting the submission. He's one of the best in the game in submissions. So I'm going to go Ronnie Yaya submission round 2.
I'm going to go Ronnie Yaya also. I've been watching that dude for a long time. He's a veteran for sure. He has like a high pace output offense, long range for 135. He's like a pretty long reach for 135, I believe. But my main reason for saying that, I'm going to take Ronnie Yaya by stoppage in the first round. Ray Rodriguez I hadn't seen Ray fight but one time, I think. But he has losses to Tony Gravely, a longer striker also. And then he has lost to Steven Peterson that finished him, who Brandon fought. Just remember a lot about that guy. And if Steven Peterson could finish him, then I definitely think that Ronnie Yaya is going to be able to. I'm going to take Ronnie Yaya first round submission.
Well, Steven didn't finish. We lost by decision, but
Oh, it was a decision? Okay.
yeah, but still.
Yeah, you know what I was getting at.
Yeah. I'm going Ronnie Yaya again for sure. I'm gonna go by submission. This guy's lost. So he's lost by guillotine choke to Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher is known for having
nasty choke.
big hooks, and not really so much for his submissions.
He's got a nasty guillotine though. That's what the commentators say every time.
I remember that fight happening, and it just didn't look like he was on the same level. Ronnie Yaya he don't fight often. He fights like once a year. He was supposed to fight Aljamain at one point, and that fight got canceled for whatever reason. He lost to Joe Soto, which was back 4 years ago. Joe Soto's a super veteran in the UFC then. Beat Luke Sanders. Lost to Ricky Simone by decision. If you go all the way to decision with Ricky Simone, you got to have good wrestling. You got to have good jiu-jitsu. You got to have good striking. He had a draw with Enrique Barzola, who I fought to. I don't think this fight's going to be close. I think Ronnie Yaya is going to submit him in the first. I don't know what submission, but I think he's going to submit him in the first.
Heel hook.
All right, on to the next. It's on me. Charles Jourdain versus Marcelo Rojo. All right, Charles Jourdain, super good striker. I know you said that you trained with him out in Phuket.
Yeah, he was out there.
He's fought Doo-Ho Choi, which is Korean Superboy, if I'm not.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
And beat him, which is a big win on anybody's record. Even I don't know where Doo-Ho Choi's been. Lost to Andre Philly, and then had a draw with Josh Kalibo. I don't know who that is. Lost to Des Green. Des Green's good, super rangy, long. I want to say is Des Green not a 55er?
He 40. I thought he was 45.
He's 45. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I'm going Charles Jourdain. I'm gonna go by decision, but I think it's gonna be pretty. He's gonna outclass him 30-27. Tyler.
All right, so I'm biased on this one because I've been keeping up with Charles Jourdain since before he got in the UFC. I trained with him a while back in Thailand, and he was a really good striker. If I can say one thing about that dude is like he is flashy. He's going for a finish, but he's super confident too, and I think that's pretty important. Here, I'm looking. Rojo's got a decent amount of losses. He's been finished a lot, but usually when he's finished here, it looks like it's by submission. So I haven't actually watched him fight. It's hard to say, but I'm gonna go. Charles Jourdain's usually a gamer. He starts out fast, kind of flat in the middle, and he'll finish fast. So I'm going to take 29-28, Jourdain, decision, mostly striking. Mike?
Oh, I'm going with Jourdain on this one, decision for sure.
Nice and short. I like it. Quick hits.
Quick
hits. All right. Tyler, you're up. Angie Hill versus Ashley Yoder.
Angela Hill is going to beat Ashley Yoder's ass.
The spider monkey.
Can I say ass?
You can say whatever you want.
Say anything. All right. Angela Hill, man, she didn't look that great to me early on in her career, but lately she's been on a tear. She's been beating girls up. Ashley Yoder's pretty good, but she's kind of one of those that will leave her head in the middle and get hit, kind of like I was talking about earlier. I think Angela Hill, if it was a 5-round fight, I definitely think Angela Hill would finish her, but I'm going to go Angela Hill, 3rd round TKO. Finishes her late.
Mikey T.
I'm a huge Angela Hill fan. I love her. I always want her to win, and I love it when I feel like she's got the advantage in this fight. I think she has the advantage. Ashley Yoder is definitely tough and can cause a lot of problems. This is a competitive matchup. It should be a great fight. But I think Angela Hill is going to take the lead and be able to control it and get a 30-27 decision. So I'm going with Angela Hill by decision.
I'm going to go. Ashley Yoder actually surprises me every now and then with when she beats people that are better than what I think are better than her. But she's good at getting people down and then kind of holding you there and giving you a little bit of damage, just enough to keep you on the ground. But it's not anything. And what's crazy is that she went to a split decision loss with Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
Right? Mackenzie Dern's a beast of a black belt.
And
Ashley Yoder's got pretty good wrestling, if I remember right.
Yeah, and she's southpaw. It makes her a little tricky.
But with that being said, Angie Hill has been on a run until she fought some of the top girls that you can fight, Michelle Watterson and, was it Claudia Gadelia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so those two people, super good. And I want to say, if she hasn't taken those on short notice, she fought 4 times in 220. 20 and 20. Won 3 of them, I believe. So, I think she's gonna, and she's another one that trains at Alliance with Lauren Murphy and them. Like Tyler said, she started off and she was kind of okay. She's already beat Ashley Yoder once in the Ultimate Fighter. But even since then, she's gotten so much better because she was about to get cut. She was on, if she didn't win, I can't remember what fight it was. It was maybe after it was against Jody Escobar, I want to say. If not before then, she needed to win that fight to stay in the UFC and get a new contract. And then she did, and then it's when she started taking all those short notice fights and getting on that run. And man, she's looked like a killer since then, and she's finished people since then. So I don't think this is going to go to a decision. I think she's going to finish her in the 2nd round. No, let me say that. If it is the 2nd round, it's going to be the end. I think it's going to be a 3rd round stoppage TKO for Angela Hill. She's going to win. All right. Mikey T.
On Anders now?
Eric Anders versus Manel Cape.
Darren Stewart.
Wait. Oh, no, it's not Eric.
Darren Stewart, my fault. Yeah, Darren Stewart. The dentist.
Yeah. This is a tough one for me to pick. Man, it's
You're biased because you know Eric and you want him to win.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I really want Eric to win. But also, they're competitively matched up. But man, I think Stewart's fought some really tough dudes. He just lost to Kevin Holland and Shabazi, and only guys that really beat him recently. Two absolute killers that are really making a name for themselves right now. Eric's been he's changed. Which weight class is this one in again? This is 85. Yeah, he's changed weight classes a couple times, and he's run into a little adversity, but he's had his ups and downs recently. He got that nice win over Gerald Bierstadt, and then he lost to Jodko, and now he's got this fight with Stewart, which is not an easy fight. But I'm going to go with Anders, man. I think Anders is going to pull it off. He's one of those guys, man. He can win any way. He's dangerous. He's a great athlete. He knows how to dig deep and pull a rabbit out of his hat and get a nice finish when he needs to. I think on the stats they're super close. As far as strikes landed per minute and defense, I mean, they're right on point with each other, you know. And I think Eric Anders having a slight edge in athleticism will play to his benefit this one. I'm going to go with Anders. I want to go with Anders.
All right, so I guess it's on me then. All right, this one's going to be a tough one because Eric Anders is hit or miss as if he's going to show up or not. Which Eric Anders is going to show up? The one that wants to go out there and kill somebody, or the one that wants to play the game of trying to be super technical and sometimes that doesn't work out with him, like when he fought Elias Theodorou.
Yeah.
Elias, to me, I hate watching fight.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
He fights to me, like if you watch a girls fight, he fights kind of like the girls fight. Some of them, not Amanda Nunes at all, or the higher end level girls. But he just hits and moves, and I don't know. It doesn't look. It's not. I think Elias had one loss in the UFC, and they cut him. He was coming off a win, and they cut him. Yeah, he had one loss to Derek Brunson, and they cut him after that. Other than that, no, he lost to the Ultimate Fighter, lost to Brad Tavares and Thiago Santos. But other than that, he was killing people.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't killing anything.
Pointing people to wins. So that fight, I definitely, and it was a split decision loss. I just felt like if Eric would have came out there and been Eric, he would have won that fight 100%. And then Eric's lost to Christoph, who's a big 185er. Beat Gerald Meerschaert. But Darren Stewart has beat good people too.
Yeah.
What's his name that trains out there? Deron Wynn trains out there at AKA. Is a good collegiate wrestler. Bevan Lewis. Maki Pitolo, who just fought Julian. He submitted him in the first with a guillotine. Charles Bird out of Texas. Eric Spicely lost to Julian Marquez, but that was a hell of a fight until he lost. Lost to Carl Robinson. Carl Robinson's pretty good. So I think it's going to be a really close fight. It'd be crazy if I called a draw on this, huh?
Get it right.
Called a draw, got it right.
It's not impossible.
No, it's definitely.
Eric wins the first 2 rounds, gasses in the third, gets 10-8'd.
It's definitely not impossible. Like you said, Eric's a super phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
Played at Alabama, won a national championship with him. I'm going to go Eric Anders by split decision.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much I agree with exactly what y'all said. I think they're almost the exact same size. Maybe Eric's a little bit thicker, but like lengthwise, Eric being a southpaw gives a lot of people trouble. I'm a big fan of that dude. I like the way he fights. He might knock Darren Stewart out.
Well, you see who Darren Stewart fought last fight too. Is Kevin Holland. It was a split decision loss.
And I mean, he won the third round. Darren Stewart won the third round in that fight.
I'm not huge on Kevin Holland like everybody else is. I think he has I don't know. I'm just not huge on him. But with that being said, it's still the dude went 5-0 last year.
Yeah, 6-0.
No, he didn't have 6 in 2020.
I think he did.
No, he had 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Darren Stewart won the third round against Kevin Holland. So I could see. I'm going to say the same thing you did, not to be a copycat, but I think Eric Anders wins split decision. I think he'll win the first 2 rounds with good footwork and range, and then I think he'll get taken down in the third because he'll be tired. Split decision, Anders.
I still want to call a draw, but
I'm gonna say 29-28.
You get it right?
Just do it.
Legend.
All right, I'm calling a draw. Fuck it. Throwing that Hail Mary. I'm calling a draw.
You got that Julian Marquez Hail Mary one time. I might put a bet on that draw.
Hey, I can definitely see that being a draw. All right, who is up? Is this me? Yeah. Matthias Nicolau and Manel Cape. I don't know either one of these guys.
Cape was he was big. What was that league? He was outside of the UFC. He was real big. What did he fight at? He was one of the guys that had an anticipated debut.
So Matthias
Pantoja shut him down.
Matthias was in the UFC before and on the Ultimate Fighter, and then got cut, made it back. So this would be his first fight back in the UFC. So he's definitely going to try to prove something. With that being said, that doesn't mean anything. Depends on who you're fighting. Let me see what Manel's done real quick.
Well, so is he based out of Brazil? Where's he training out of?
Oh, Manel is the one that we watched fight Pantoja, and it was a good fight. I'm going Manel.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going Manel. Could be TKO. Let me go look at this record again. Dustin Ortiz finished. I'm going Manel by TKO, third round. He's gonna be able to keep up the pace and has hella good striking and good. What is the word I'm looking for? Variety of strikes.
Yeah. It's me next or Tyler?
All right, I'm gonna go the other way with it, and I don't know much about either one of these guys at all. I'm not gonna act like I do.
Call it draw.
Matthews, Nicola. He's got a good record. He's got some exotic looking submissions on that list. Got some Japanese neckties, some Darces. I think that I did see the fight with Pantoja. If Pantoja couldn't submit, dude, then he's probably got pretty good submission defense. But I feel like this dude's gonna pull something out. I got second round submission for Nicola.
All right, I'm going with Cop also. I saw a couple of his fights before the UFC. I was checking him out when he was getting ready to fight Pantoja, and he's slick. He's got a lot of stuff that he wasn't able to show in that fight. Pantoja's got the best corner in the world. They were very well prepared for everything he does well, so they pretty much shut him down, and it was still a great fight. And Pantoja's super experienced, and he's got super experienced corner down there with the American Top Team. So I'm going to go with Cop on this one. I think he's going to get a finish. I'm going to go with a TKO in round one.
Round one.
Yeah,
Got him.
I don't pick round one off. I'm going to do it with this one. All right. With the Matthews, he was in the UFC before. Didn't really work out for him. He ended up getting cut. He got back, but he's in Brazil, right? He's with is he with Novinhão and Andre Penadurna still, or is he somewhere else now?
Who's that?
Matthews. I thought he was
in Brazil.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem with a lot of these guys, they're like in Brazil, a lot of these guys that get to a high level, they're using supplements that aren't legal in the UFC, and then when they lose some of these supplements, their performances just aren't the same, So it's like, they call it, the UFC lights and whatever. It's not the lights, like a lot of times. Sometimes it's the lights, There's a lot of other factors to consider. And I think that with a lot of these guys from those countries where that's, common, where a lot of supplements that aren't, that are tested for in the UFC. I'm not even talking about steroids. Just a lot of stuff. The UFC tests for everything. If this is the supplement you always take, and now you lose your lucky supplements.
You gotta watch
it has
out
an impact on you psychologically,
You gotta watch out for that Mexican beef.
Yeah, the Mexican. What was it? The
horse meat.
The dog meat, horse meat. Horse meat.
Canelo.
Until they got Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I'm talking about Canelo.
Canelo too, huh? Yeah. So I mean, the horse meat, man. It's they're not allowed to have horse meat anymore. So I just I don't know how well. And now that everyone's aware of this, it's different now. Like guys that are aware of this, they're getting to the UFC, they're not taking anything that's going to be taken away from them. So, it's hard to say. But this guy's been around for a long time,
Quick hits 4.
But yeah, I'm going with Cap.
All right. Tyler, Jonathan Martinez or Davey Grant. That's going to be fight of the night for me most likely.
That's going to be 3 rounds of back and forth, lots of hands. Jonathan Martinez, 3-round decision. Nice and quick.
Quick
Me?
hits 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Martinez by decision also.
Yeah, I got Martinez, super good striking. And doesn't he come out of Dukes? Is that not where he's out of? No, yeah, he's not. Man, if you just look at him, you saw him on the street, you think you'd beat him up. That dude has got some of the best kickboxing in there, and calf kicks galore. The dude can kick. I think Jonathan Martinez, like you said, he's going to go back and forth. Davey Grant's beat some good people. I think Jonathan Martinez, he puts on good pressure, throws really good defense, checks every kick you throw at him, and returns with the kick every single time. Jonathan Martinez by decision, 30-27. Mikey T, Dan Ige, Gavin Tucker is a good one too.
I think
that could also be fight of the night.
That's what I was going to say. I think this is my sleeper, Gavin Tucker, man, like his debut, I mean, one of the most impressive UFC debuts. Like when he fought.
Good movement.
Yeah, great movement, phenomenal. Like, his fight with what was it? Sammy Cecilia or whatever. It was incredible.
Sam Cecilia.
Yeah, he. I mean, and it was a good style matchup for him. To be fair, but he showed some incredible skill, especially for a UFC debut.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about how we thought he was like 25.
I think he took that fight on short notice too.
Yeah, it was short notice. And he's in his 30s. He's actually 34. He's like almost my age.
Yeah, never would have guessed it. Sam Cecilia trains with good people too. He's training with Austin Arnett and Michael Chiesa and all them. So
back then, Cecilia was knocking everybody out.
Yeah,
he was just knocking people out left and right.
Yep.
I think he was on like a 1-loss streak or something like that, but it was just somebody great.
Yeah.
So it was just unexpected. I just didn't expect this kid Gavin to come out of Canada and just tool him like that. So super impressive debut, and he's looked good since then. He lost to Glenn. He got he showed that he's got real things to work on with his ground game, but he wasn't easy to take down. But once he was taken down, his ground game needs a lot of work. But
the guy he fought last fight, Billy Quarantilla. He's the one that messed up Jacob Kilburn. He's coming to the UFC and destroyed people.
Tying people up in knots.
Yeah. I mean, just hasn't been close fights. But that fight with Gavin Tucker was a good one. But Gavin Tucker, unanimous decision.
Yeah, he pulled it off.
So, with that being said, though, it's going to be a tougher fight for Dan Ige than you think.
Yeah, my instinct's to go with Ige on this one. He's just got so much power, and he's fought a lot of really tough opponents. He's been in main event fights before, right? I think he's a couple main events.
Calvin Kattar.
Exactly. Yeah, just fought Kattar. He's beat Bektik, he's beat Barboza.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about he's beat some of the best guys out there. But I really think this could be a fight of the night. And I think the style of this fight, Ige doesn't go for takedowns. I think the style of this fight really is going to favor Gavin Tucker a bit. And it's going to allow him to do his best. I don't. It's a tough one to pick. If I pick a draw on this one,
I don't see this one going to a draw, but it's gonna be hard to pick who's gonna win.
Yeah, I think it's a tough fight. I'm gonna go with Gavin Tucker 29-28 or 28-28 draw.
Well, it can't be an or. What is it?
No, 29-28.
All right.
Yeah.
Gavin Tucker.
All right.
That's me.
Go ahead.
All right. Man, Dan Ige on the Contender Series didn't do anything. Got to the UFC. First fight was my first fight. He lost to, what's his name? Jose or, let me look this up. Julio Arce on UFC 220. Julio Arce just boxed him up. He went back to AKA, or moved out to AKA, started training, got a lot better, finished Mike Santiago. Mike Santiago came off the Contender Series. Mike Santiago got finished in the first round by Zabit. Looked like shit. That was the fight that when I tried to call Zabit out before his beat had a fight in the UFC. And I told them, I was like, if there's an opening up for 145 and Zabit's got backed out, I was like, put me in there. Mike Santiago got destroyed then. But then since then, Dan Ige has gone on to beat Jordan Griffin, good dude out of Duke Roofs. Danny Henry, Kevin Aguilar used to be the LFA champ, beast, good wrestler, good takedowns. Dan Ige is a super good black belt as well. He's training out. He's one of Khabib's main training partners at AKA. Beat Mirsad Bektik, who nobody saw coming because Mirsad is a fucking beast. But he did beat him by split. Beat Edson Barboza, which was a controversial fight or decision, but beat him by split decision as well. Then lost to Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar's boxing is super good. So with that being said, Gavin Tucker's got good angles, good strikes, has beat really good people, but I got Dan Ige landing strikes, getting in. When he lands his strikes, he's going to keep pressuring forward, get him to the cage, work him from the cage, maybe take him down, ground and pound a little bit. I actually think he's going to submit him in the third round. Dan Ige submission third round.
I like that same style going into it. It's hard for me to say that Gavin Tucker's going to get finished. Stylistically, I like that dude a lot. I like watching Gavin Tucker fight, but there is a law in my land, and it's don't bet against Dan Ige. That man has made me lose parlay after parlay. I bet against him on Edson Barboza. I bet against him on Mirsad Bektik, and he came out and was throwing down. He's improved a lot. I've known about his jiu-jitsu being super legit black belt. He doesn't use it that much, but his boxing and his hands seems to have gotten a lot better in the past year or so. But I can't see him finishing. So 3-round decision, Ige, maybe split decision. Not that we're keeping up with that part, but decision Ige.
All right, guess it's on me. Co-main event: Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Spann. Another one of the people we know, Ryan Spann. Ryan went on the Contender Series first time, lost. Won some fights in LFA. Went on the Contender Series when you fought, won, and then since then, I think went 2-0 in the UFC, 3-0.
He lost his last one, but he was on a terrible.
Well, he was he had won 4 in the UFC before that. He beat Luis Enrique, Antonio Nogueira, old head, Devin Clark, super big legs, good wrestler. Sam Alvey, split decision. I actually thought he didn't look good in that fight at all. I was questioning what he was doing when he was fighting. And then lost to Johnny Walker, which Johnny Walker's a beast. So.
And he almost won that fight.
Oh, yeah. Had him
fucked up.
Misha Serkinov loses in big fights. He did beat Jimmy Crute, who's a monster, but that was years ago, 2 years ago almost. Also lost to Johnny Walker, beat Pat Cummings, but Pat Cummings isn't really, I can't say he's not an MMA fighter. He's more of a wrestler than he is MMA, though. Lost to Glover, lost to Volkan. I think this is a tough one for me to pick. Fortunately, I'm going to have to go Misha Serkinov. He has the power. I've seen Ryan Spann was getting hurt against Sam Alvey, and Sam's not known to be the biggest hitter or anything like that. Even though he won that fight, he got hurt multiple times, and he got tired pretty quick. I think Misha just comes out and lands some heavy blows and finishes him in the first TKO. I hope it don't go like that, but that's what I'm picking.
You go to you scroll past Serkinov's picture, it's like, oh shit, that's not the one you want. He's a big dude for the weight class. He's like, Ryan Spann's tall for the weight class and uses his length really well, but Serkinov's built like a brick shit house. He's a big dude. But I'm taking Ryan Spann by guillotine choke in the second round, similarly to what happened in the Devin Clark fight. Devin Clark was grinding him up against the fence, and I've heard for the longest Ryan Spann got a really good guillotine. And I understand, like, having the long reach, those longer arms are good for that. I think Serkinov is it's going to be like a banger. You might see Ryan Spann get rocked, but I think that they're going to end up against the fence. Submission second round, Ryan Spann.
Mikey T.
I would like to see Ryan Spann pull it off, but I think Misha's going to probably get this one. I'm going to go with the second round TKO.
All right, quick hits for last main event. Tyler, you got to pick first and you get to pick last. Leon Edwards, Rocky Edwards versus Bilal. Remember the name.
All right, so this is the battle.
Who wins?
The worst nickname.
Who wins the nicknames?
Shit, that's a draw.
Yeah.
A draw.
So,
all right.
might be the only draw we win this card.
It's been so long since I've seen Leon Edwards fight. It's hard for me to pick on this one. Not really, but that's my point is, dude, Leon Edwards has not fought in forever. Bilal Muhammad has been fucking shit up. I did not think that he was going to pull off 2 wins ago. I mean, he fought a dude that's just a juggernaut and outlasted him, pushed the pace on him, changed stances really well. Threw the lead high kick out of southpaw when he takes the outside really well. Just changes his stance and moves and keeps you pressed against the cage the whole time. He beat, who did he just beat like 3 weeks ago? I can't think of his name.
His brother.
That was
Yeah.
Diego Lima, but Diego's not a killer.
But Diego's big. That's the one thing about him. He's a big 170, and I thought, oh shit, Bilal's gonna have trouble with that size. Didn't have any trouble with him at all. Told him the whole time. I'm taking Bilal by decision, with Leon Edwards coming off and not being able to pull the trigger to finish him. Bilal might be in a little danger at times. Leon Edwards is a beast, but Bilal decision.
Mike.
Yeah, I love Leon Edwards. I think the guy's incredible, but he hasn't been very active, and Bilal has been. Like he looked incredible.
Very active. He's been sleeping.
Yeah, he's been hibernating. So Rocky, Rocky. We're going into Rocky 6 right now with this guy, but I mean, my first instinct would be to go with Leon Edwards. The guy's amazing, especially in the real close range. His elbows are incredible. Like he mixes it up so well. But Bilal has just I think this is gonna be an amazing fight. I really see this being super technical, but I think Bilal is gonna outland him and win every round. So Edwards definitely got a few ways to win for sure. But I mean, looking at the
did you get that from your stat book?
Yeah. Looking at the stats, I mean, it's not even close. Like Bilal just throws so much more and lands so much more. They have a similar accuracy, but Bilal just throws a lot more than Leon does.
So what you got?
So I'm gonna go with Bilal by decision.
All right, now you do got to pick this main event split. What you got to pick? What it's gonna be?
I'm gonna go with Bilal. He's gonna win 49-46.
What you
48-47.
All right, I'm going the other way. Bilal's good. He rises up in the better fights, but when he goes against a good striker, he usually doesn't do too good. And Diego's not the best striker, and Diego is still landing good counter punches, landing the good leg kick. I know Rocky, Leon Edwards fights southpaw, but I think he'll still find a way. There's no way that calf's healed up by now completely. I feel like he'll find a way to kind of just get that in there every now and then, just to keep him thinking about it. But Leon Edwards has good elbows, so when Bilal tries to come in and pressure him to the cage and do this and that, he's going to be able to bust him up a little bit with those. And I think Leon Edwards finished him in the 3rd round, TKO. That's it for me. I don't remember the stats. Mike, I think you're around 50-50. I think I'm around like 75%. Before the last card, I think I was like picking 9 out of 10 right. I think I was 20-2 or something before this last fight card. And then the last one, I went 7-5 or something. The main event or the main card messed me up, but that was a Curtis Blades card versus Derek Lewis. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll get to look at Tyler's picks, see how he does too. But other than that, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Put your picks in to get one of the hats. We also have another style hat and get a shirt, and might even let you call in on the next one and put your picks in live. It'll be pretty cool. So make sure to check it out. It's Quick Hits 4, I believe. I might be saying this wrong. This might be 5. I don't know. But Quick Hits with me and Mike and guest Tyler. The Zombie Hill got a bare-knuckle fight coming up next Friday. I fight next Saturday. So make sure to check those out as well. All right. Peace.
Okay. What about this one, B? Sleight of hand, no magic tricks, and that adrenaline, well, that's the fix. Unless it gets my heart pumping, ain't no competition. Anybody who want it can come get some ambition, baby. Where there ain't no ceilings. If you feel some type of way, hey, get out your feelings. It's a duel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Max a million. Talking dollars, that's the minimum. The max a billion. Whoa, bees killer in my corner. We armed with them bars. Get the bump and set it off like alarms in them cars. Before you think about it, stop in the octagon. Before you end up getting dropped in the octagon. Respect is in order and you better respect it, or it's off with his head. Guillotines for breakfast. Good night. I done seen successes and my seed successors of this legacy. You're looking at a king, a legend.